Hi, my name is Vince from Digital Nomad Institute, and today I'm going to be showing you what is the best online marketing platform. What I mean by that is there are going to be different types of online marketing activities that you can do, and I'm going to go over each one, and finally I'm going to break down what I think is the best for beginners. Alright, so the first way you can go ahead and market online is through paid advertisements. Okay, you can either use Google ads, you can use Facebook ads. There's many different ways you can pay for advertisement, and I would highly discourage you staying away from paid advertisements, because if you don't know what you're going to do, what you're doing, you can easily burn through your whatever you put up for advertising. And it's costly to go with the trial and error method. So I highly recommend staying away from paid advertisements first until you get a better grip on the free sources. Okay. And I think paid advertisements is probably better when you have money coming in. All right. When you're first starting off and you're already at zero, and you have to pay for autoresponders, you have to pay for domain and hosting, you have to pay for all these different things. And on top of that, you have to use paid ads. You can go easily in the hole. So I highly recommend staying clear from paid advertisements in the beginning. The next way you can advertise online is through blog posts. Now, blog posts in the past were really popular, and to this point, I guess it's still kind of popular with a few people. It's great for people who like to write. And you can also combine it with, it could be a hybrid system where you write an article post and you you incorporate a video or embed someone else's video. You can add images. You can add a podcast to it. So it's versatile, it's flexible, but the downside to this is that it's quite easy to copy your work. Okay. So, or as other people like to say, they like to borrow your work. So they can easily just copy and paste this, and then add it onto your website or their website, and steal your work, or just change a few words, or just rewrite it, type of thing. And that was kind of the thing that I didn't like. You work really, really hard to write a long form article and add images and add videos, and then someone just goes ahead and ganks it. Now you can go ahead and take it down if you find someone else copying it, but you have to, since it's your work and it's your platform, you're the one that has to constantly scour the internet and monitor the internet for your work. And there's many different ways people plagiarize it. Like they can copy it, rewrite it, they can copy it and add little symbols into it, invisible symbols, to make it look like it's unique, but it's not. There's a lot of ways that people copy this, and the problem is you're going to be spending a lot of time monitoring the internet to see who stole your article. And the second thing is it's harder to rank on Google than other search engines. Okay. And the last thing is when it comes to ranking on Google likes to update their search ranking, right, a lot. Last I remember was Panda update. I don't know what it is now, but every time they update this their algorithm, your website drops a lot of times. It never really helps. It always drops or goes to zero, and you have to work all over again, start all over again, building links, and then the rules change. Maybe it's not this type of link, and you have to build other type of links. So for the amount of effort that you put in and how easy it is to steal and how often it changes, I don't really recommend using blog posts. All right, so that leaves us to the next form of marketing, which is podcast. Now, podcast is nice. You can just go ahead and talk and put your thoughts out there, and it takes a while to build momentum, right? And it's similar. You have run into similar issues when people can just gank your stuff or download it, and in that sense, you kind of have to protect your work as well, all right? Because it's your platform, right? So you're the only ones that care about your work and your platform. So you have to police up your content and make sure that it's protected. So that can take time. But I do like podcasts it's not a, you know, it's I think it's not a bad way to generate traffic, but I don't think it's great for beginners because, you, like I said, you have to monitor your content to make sure it's not stolen. And lastly, you have YouTube or videos. Now, this is the one I would recommend. When you're advertising online, I highly recommend using videos because, one, if someone copies your video and then uploads it, this is where YouTube's copyright, detection system really kicks in. It really, it works like a charm. So as the moment someone plagiarizes your work, it's gonna show up most likely and be detected. So you can police up your work easily, and in fact, YouTube polices it up for you to make sure that your content is protected. That's the one thing. So you don't have to focus so much effort on protecting yourself. Secondly, it's easier to rank videos on YouTube compared to Google, right? So that's why I highly recommend videos, because you can rank easier. And the third thing is you can show people step by step how to solve their problems. It's some things, or a lot of things that you're trying to solve, a lot of issues, it's harder to describe in words, like riding a bike, for example. It's hard to just kind of read it and get an understanding. But if you see someone on a video how to ride, riding a bike or showing you how to ride a bike, you can kind of, you got a visual aspect, you got the auditory aspect. It seems to work better for a lot of other subjects, especially technical subjects. All right, so. For those reasons, I highly recommend those of you who start out online go with video and go specifically with YouTube. Yeah, people complain about the copyright issues, but in this sense, it's protecting you. Right? You use it to your advantage. Make the problem a solution, and make sure that you're not copying anything or anyone else's work. But at the same time, because you're putting energy into your creating your videos, you don't have to worry as much about someone, stealing your work and then posting it somewhere else, right? You're more protected that way. So that's what I think. In my opinion, I think video is hands down the best way to go when marketing online. It's slow going at first, but it's free. And as you learn the ropes, you can go ahead and take whatever revenue you generate and go ahead and invest it into some other forms of advertisement, like, paid advertisement, or you can, create a podcast or something else like that. But I think this is probably the easiest, most friendly method for beginners to start off. So I hope this video was helpful. And if it was, I'd really appreciate if you can hit that like button. This is Vince from Digital Nomad Institute signing off.